You're watching KTN Prime. Thank you for staying with us. Now, tonight, Christians have concluded what in their calendar is the Holy Week of Easter, the culmination of 40 days Lent season, a holy period that was marked by prayers, fasting, and almsgiving, and ending with the Passion of Christ, whose main highlight was Sunday, when Jesus Christ arose from the dead. Our reporter Ian Zive looks at the entire period from Ash Wednesday to Easter Sunday and the deep-lying symbolism. Listen in.
The Lent season is a 40-day period that starts with Ash Wednesday, when Christians' foreheads are smeared with ash, a stark reminder of mortality and humility. Lent stretches out as a season of prayer, fasting, and reflection. 40 days where believers strip away distractions to confront the soul's deepest hunger.
Kila Ijumaa tunafaa kujifunga hasa kwa kula nyama, lakini pia tuweze kusali na kutembea na Yesu katika njia ya msalaba.
On Palm Sunday, it marks a week-long period when faithful celebrate with waving palm branches, signifying the time when Jesus Christ made a triumphant entry to Jerusalem, a week that will culminate in the Passion of Christ, the cheers of welcome that will soon give way to silence and trial, reminding believers that glory and suffering are inseparable in the Christian story.
Kuna Mungu ambaye anayaona yote. Na huyu Mungu katika wakati wake mwafaka atakuja katika kutuinua katika hali hiyo. Kwa hivyo katika vita vingine ni vyema kumpatia Mungu nafasi ya kutupigania.
As faithful prepare to usher in Good Friday, Holy Thursday deepens the journey with humility. The washing of feet is not just symbolism, but it is a radical act of service, a reminder that greatness is found in bending low.
There is a saying that in serving, you rule. So one of the lessons that we receive as a Christians that we have been called to serve one another.
Eucharist, the breaking of bread, becomes a covenant of love, binding the faithful to compassion in a world often defined by pride, and reminding them that service is one of the most paramount pillars of Christianity.
For me as a Christian and as a Catholic, this day is very important to my faith because it marks a renewal.
Good Friday brings about a solemn pause, with faithful clad in red, representing the blood of Christ shed during his passion, as well as the fire of God's love. During this day, Christians observe the way of the cross, a time of Jesus Christ's suffering when Jesus went through 14 stations. The faithful retrace the final grueling hours from condemnation to atonement. Grief is carried in prayer as Christians retrace the suffering which Christ went through on his road to crucifixion. It is the church's most grievous moment as faithful walk with Christ into suffering and confront the cost of redemption while reenacting each and every moment. This reminds faithful that the cost of salvation is no longer abstract, it is felt in every footstep.
This was not just a walk. It's to remember all that happened to our Lord Jesus Christ, his own passion, suffering, and death. And we were able to enact that, but beyond enactment, what we are being reminded is that we have to imitate our Lord Jesus Christ, who did everything in order to save humanity.
But silence does not have the final word. As faithful transition from mourning to songs, the Easter vigil begins with fire breaking the night, with faithful adorned in white to symbolize joy, purity, the resurrection of Jesus, and new life. Candles spreading flame from hand to hand, faces illuminated by hope. The solemnity of Good Friday gives way to the chorus of resurrection on Easter Sunday, with the church accepting new adult faithful into the church through the sacrament of baptism and confirmation, which only happens during this time of the year.
It wasn't just a vigil mass for me personally, it was also for my confirmation, so this is such a big stepping stone in terms of my faith. And also during the vigil time, we remember the resurrection of Christ.
Finally, the explosion of joy as Easter Sunday bursts forth in color, in song, in hallelujahs, faith reborn, joy renewed, hope proclaimed. It is the principal feast of the Catholic liturgical year, celebrating Jesus' resurrection from the dead and marking his victory over sin and death. A time to reconnect with faith, reflect on life's journey. Hope is no longer a whisper, it is a proclamation.
As we conclude the Lenten season, as we begin Easter season, it means all that we have in praise about him and his life, the attitude towards other people, the gratitude to God, and the beatitudes that he teaches us to take care of the poor, the needy, the sick, and those in prisons and everywhere. It should become our way of life.
And as faithful walk this journey from ashes to hallelujahs, it is a reminder that beyond every ritual lies a call for transformation, a chance to begin again with hope reborn. Ian Zive, KTN.